Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chowdhury. Here are the top stories that we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 30th of March. Prime Minister Modi visits Brussels for the India-EU summit. India to demand interrogation of Pathankot attack mastermind. And Nepal's ethnic community threatens to resume agitation over new constitution. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Belgian capital Brussels on Wednesday to attend the India-EU summit and enhance bilateral ties.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was accorded a ceremonial welcome by his Belgian counterpart Charles Michel. He is in Brussels to attend the 13th India-European Union Summit. While terrorism is said to have figured prominently in the talks, Prime Minister Modi also sought Belgian cooperation in his pet projects like Make in India and Smart Cities. The EU is India's biggest trading partner as a bloc, with trade amounting to $126 billion, and it is also India's largest export destination with exports worth $65 billion. It is the largest source of FDI in India at $69 billion. Prime Minister Modi also paid tribute to the victims of the Brussels terror attack last week, in which 32 people were killed. From Brussels, Prime Minister Modi will leave for Washington to attend the Nuclear Security Summit on March 31st and April 1st, and from there he will travel to Saudi Arabia on a 2-day visit with a focus on boosting energy and security cooperation.
Political temperature is soaring in India's northeastern province of Assam as provincial elections are approaching. While political parties are battling it out to woo voters, people say they're looking for development in coming days. A report.
Political parties in India's Assam are gearing up for provincial elections, which will be held next month. In the upcoming vote, the ruling Congress party is pitted against Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party or BJP. One of the major issues dominating the election is development. Locals say there is lack of proper roads, schools and colleges in the vicinity. They said they will vote for someone who will bring change.
सड़क ठीक तरह से नहीं है, अभी तक सड़क नहीं बना, अभी तक सड़क नहीं है, स्कूल कॉलेज ठीक से नहीं है. जो हम लोग का नया हम लोग सोच रहे हैं, अभी नया सरकार आएगा तो बदलाव कुछ होगा. वही हम लोग तो जरूरत को क्या चाहिए, जो अच्छा हो वही चाहिए, सब कुछ सुविधा मिल जाए.
सड़क बहुत खराब है और इतना दिन से वो सड़क और 10 साल 7 साल ऐसा हो गया, अभी तक नहीं हुआ है ये सड़क. हम लोग सोच रहे हैं जल्दी से जल्दी बनाने देने से बहुत अच्छा होगा, ऐसे ही सोच रहे हैं हम लोग.
While incumbent Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi is looking to retain his hold in the province, BJP's Chief Ministerial candidate Sarbananda Sonowal is pulling all stops to form the government. The election for the 126-member assembly will be held in 2 phases on April 4th and 11th. Votes will be counted on May 19th.
Staying on news from India. A day after Pakistan joint investigation team visited the Air Force base in India's northern Pathankot, which came under terror attack in January, Indian authorities are now planning to seek access to Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar. India has alleged that the terror attack in Pathankot was carried out by the Pakistan-based militant outfit.
India's National Investigation Agency or the NIA will send a proposal to Pakistan government to seek access to Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar, his brother Rauf, and some key players like Kashif Jan, identified by Indian investigators as the main handler of the slain terrorists. Citing the reciprocity clause, the NIA also demanded access to a madrasa in Pakistan's eastern city of Bhavalpur, which is believed to be headquarters of the militant outfit. On Tuesday, a 5-member team from Pakistan, including an Inter-Services Intelligence or ISI official, visited the Air Force base in Pathankot, where a group of gunmen carried out an attack in January, killing 7 Indian soldiers. It is the first time that a Pakistani team has visited India for a probe into the terror case and visited the terror site.
2 days after the Lahore blast, a sense of vulnerability is growing among members of the Christian community in Pakistan, who are calling on the government of Muslim-majority country to take more steps to protect them. A report.
The suicide blast that ripped through the crowded Gulshan-e-Iqbal Park in northeastern Pakistan has sparked a sense of fear among the members of the minority Christian community in Pakistan. Christians are now demanding government to step up security for them after the blast in which over 70 people, mostly women and children, were killed.
सिक्योरिटी की कमी है और की कह सकने सिक्योरिटी पूरी होती तो ये काम ना होता चर्चों में तो सिक्योरिटी दी पर पार्कों में सिक्योरिटी नहीं ना है.
A breakaway group of the Pakistani Taliban Jamaat-ul-Ahrar claimed responsibility for the attack and said it was aimed at the Christian community. The blast took place on an Easter Sunday, with many Christian families enjoying an outing after the church services.
पहले दहशतगर्दों का इतना हमारी तरफ तवज्जो नहीं थी, हैं? अच्छा जी, आजकल ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे ख़ास हम पर तवज्जो हो रही है कि अब देखो ना 15 मार्च को इधर हुआ, अब 27 मार्च 2016 को गुलशन पार्क में हो गया. इसी ख्याल से कि इनका ईस्टर मुबारक है तो ज़्यादा आएंगे, है ना. अब हुकूमत से रिक्वेस्ट यही है कि हमारी तरफ वो भी ज़्यादा तवज्जो देना शुरू कर दें.
Violence and intimidation aimed at the Christian minority has been running high in Pakistan in recent years. In March last year, suicide bombers attacked Christian community in the same city, in which at least 14 people were killed and dozen more wounded.
Moving on, Tin Kaur, a close confidant of Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi, was on Wednesday sworn in as the new president of Myanmar, ushering in the first democratically elected civilian government after decades of military rule. The 70-year-old Kaur took oath of the office in a joint session of Myanmar's newly elected parliament, flanked by the 2 new vice presidents. Suu Kyi-led National League for Democracy, or NLD party, has swept the historic general elections held in November last year, ending years of military rule in the country. But Suu Kyi could not become Myanmar president because her late husband was British and her sons are not Myanmar citizens. Moving on to news from Nepal. Country's ethnic Madhesi community has decided to resume their protest to pressurize the government to fulfill their demands. The community, which called off its protests in February, has been raising their voices against the country's new constitution that was promulgated in September last year.
The United Democratic Madhesi Front leaders have called upon the Nepal government to address the ethnic community's demands by April 15th. In a meeting, the leaders have announced that they will launch a more intense and decisive struggle if their demands are not fulfilled within the given time period. The Madhesi leaders also added that the next movement would see participation from people belonging to different communities like Muslims, Dalits and tribesmen across the country.
आंदोलन राज्य सत्ता के विभेदकारी नीतियों के विरुद्ध की लड़ाई होगी. हमारा लड़ाई किसी भूगोल के लोग, किसी समुदाय के लोग के विरुद्ध नहीं है, लेकिन जो शासक वर्ग है जिन्होंने मुल्क के में राज्य सत्ता को कब्जा करके जो यहाँ के किसान मजदूरों को, यहाँ के मधेसियों को, यहाँ के थारुओं को, यहाँ के मुस्लिमों को, यहाँ के आदिवासी जनजातियों को, यहाँ के दलित शिल्पी समुदायों का, यहाँ के पिछड़ा वर्गों का जो शोषण उत्पीड़न कर रहा है.
The Madhesh community had recently submitted a fresh 7-point memorandum to Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, which they want to be accommodated in the newly formed constitution of Nepal that was adopted in September last year. The Madhesis' demand include redrawing of the boundaries of the provinces in Terai region, fixing of electoral constituencies on the basis of population and proportional representation. They had called off their strike last month, bringing relief to the Himalayan nation, which was severely short of fuel, medicine and other supplies in wake of the blockade.
India is an amalgamation of varied cultures and traditions that form the country's rich ancient heritage. A tribal festival held recently in the country depicted this diversity.
The National School of Drama and Surat Municipal Corporation jointly hosted a 3-day National Tribal Festival in Surat district of India's western Gujarat province. The event, Adi Rang Mahotsav, saw participation of 500 artisans from 22 different provinces, displaying the rich cultural heritage of India. Some of the performances at the festival included the Naga war dance, Jabaro and mask dance and the Chakri dance.
ये बहुत ही एक अद्भुत घटना है क्योंकि हमारी जो लोक कलाएं हैं वो हमारे मूल हैं और 22 राज्यों की लोक कलाएं और जो हमारे वन बंधु हैं जो वन में रह रहे हैं वो जो कला है वो मिट्टी से जुड़ी हुई है और वो कला का आदान प्रदान हर राज्य के लोगों को भी ये पता चलना चाहिए कि ये मेरा भारत देश है क्योंकि मेरे भारत का ब्रीद वाक्य है कि विविधता में एकता।
India has a rich cultural history and continues to preserve it beautifully by organizing such events. Different cultures in the world are the essence of various human civilizations, and India's unity in diversity is an integral part of it.
The Lakme India Fashion Week got to a glamorous start as celebrated fashion designer Manish Malhotra showcased his collections in the inaugural show. Titled Elements, the spring-summer collection was inspired from nature, having more of floral motifs and lighter hues. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Prime Minister Modi visits Brussels for India-EU summit. India to demand interrogation of Pathankot attack mastermind. And Nepal's ethnic community threatens to resume agitation over new constitution. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.